behind, and the only thing that can possibly pull you back in are the objectives. You don't have control over the objectives anymore.
Okay, we're gonna see Westor solo Lee mid right here. Yep. Westor starts with the Q, takes the Zhonya's, but during the exhaust, Lee mid still wants to try his luck in this. Goes in, Westor flash Qs, Playful Trickster lands, Ignite. Actually, he didn't land the Playful Trickster, but Ignite killed Lee mid anyway.
Yep, and he just walks away without even looking back. He knows he's dead.
Oh, Green Tea lands another beautiful hook on Lee mid. Albus comes in with the EQ, does not land. Doesn't have his ultimate, and comes in to pick up the kill. He finds Hanji here as well for a double kill.
Hanji might not have been wanting to stay there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Hanji was doing there with 300 HP.
Yeah. Lee Mid's really suffered this game. His laning phase was alright, but he's now 0-5 to Westor's 3-0, and that's just not what you want to face against Westor's Fizz.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, not another one.
Landing on Green Tea. Oh, landing, sorry, on Hanxiao. Hanxiao, again, like, in the past 2 team fights, he hasn't got a chance to use his Slicing Maelstrom at all. He's been CC'd, chained to death.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as I said, it's really hard to pull back into the game if you're already falling behind against this kind of composition. HQ pretty much has instantaneous control over the fights. They can slow you, they can stun you, they can flow you back into fights. You'll probably eat a shark to your face because of Westor once or twice, or 5 times.
Yeah, I feel like Machi Troop really has to keep an eye on Green Tea at all times. We think about the previous 4 fights and everything has been started by that death sentence.
Oh yeah. Or if that started with that death sentence, certainly ended by that death sentence.
Yeah, exactly. They're just able to get the fights they want with the Green Tea and then get even more kills with further death sentences.
Yep. Yeah, they're trying to push out the lanes right now in farm.
Oh, Hanji coming in, lands a kick on Ant, but doesn't do much. Westor, he is in a dangerous position. Playful Trickster comes up again. Albus goes in, finishes off Hanji. Albus is probably going to die here, but overall, 1-for-2 trade in favor of HQ again.
Yep. If you kept your eyes earlier on Westor, you'll see that there was almost no frames in which they could have interacted with him. He was troll pulling the instant he was out of Zonia's.
Yeah, exactly. That Morello Namicon's doing work, man.
Oh yeah. Honestly, at this point, Crew doesn't have a lot of options. They need to either steal a Baron and like slowly grind their way out. Now their top end damage.
Want to see what Ann is trying to pull off here. What is Ann doing? I think he was going in for a cheese kill, maybe.
Maybe, but yeah. Even at 5-0, Corky generally can't win a 1v2.
I think that was a 1v3. He just went past the minion wave there.
Oh yeah. Dragon is back up, but nobody's going for it. Crew isn't in position, can't actually give up the turret right now, so they have no time to spare.
Yeah, HQ is going to group here, probably look for a hook again to start things off. Actually, they're outnumbered this moment in the top lane, but doesn't look like Machi Crew realizes it. Oh, Hanji coming in from the side, and HQ just back up.
Yeah. Machi still doesn't have that information. Well, now they do because they see that Westor's down on the bottom lane. But they know that it was basically just stalling them from answering Westor's split push.
Yeah. What can you see Machi Crew actually doing here? Is it actually hopeless now that they're 10k behind?
Yes. Quite frankly, yes. I want like sugarcoat it or anything, but even if HQ plays like they were like that long slow siege game that they were infamous for back in early 2014, they would still win this game because it's just really hard to fight against this composition when you're that far behind and you're basically a poke comp. Their lack of hard crowd control gives them no options to deter HQ. I think it would have been much better if Threshmelon was playing Janna, for example, just to keep Westor off of their backs.
Yeah, that would have been a pick that made sense here. We see HQ just picking up the 3rd dragon, so that would grant them the 5% movement speed boost.
Yeah, and part of the reason why that movement speed is so important is not only because movement speed it's kind of rare in League of Legends. You only have like a few items for the ADC and a few boots for to pick it up, whereas every other item either gives you damage or health. But the movement speed disparity basically means that HQ can reach any point of the map long before Machi can on the rotations and on setting up wards and ambushes. I would say the movement speed boost is actually even more vital than the combat stats from the first dragon that they were able to get.
Yeah, definitely for those OG and TSM rotations. Oh, Green Tea actually misses a hook. Okay.
For once.
Actually missed a couple earlier, but we'll forget about those. It's the ones that make big plays that count.
Yes, of course. And to be fair, he wasn't exactly backed up very well at that point. It was only AN to back him up.
Yeah, we see this is a beautiful rotation here from AHQ. They push up the mid lane, and then they group up here top lane at Machi Crew's second top turret here.
Yeah, and they actually have a pincer coming up to catch Hanji out. With
Hanji is behind enemy lines at this point, even though he's still in his own jungle.
They are the only safe places within your own base, and even that's not going to be true for long.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of time for Hanji to actually come back in this fight. And even if he does come back, he's walking through a lot of enemy vision.
Indeed. AN's taking some damage now.
Yeah, actually, wow, Thresh lands on Honey Rain. That was a beautiful hook.
I have lost count of how many times he's landed that death sentence.
Again, lands it on Thresh Melon, exhaust goes down, Hanshao comes in with the damage, actually takes Green Tea really low, Zid has to pop his Zanyas, Lee Mid taken out by Fizz, and this looks like cleanup duty here. Albus uses Cataclysm to take a kill, and despite being really low on multiple members, all of HQ remains alive.
West Door was able to get into the backline at pretty much full health, so they were wrecked, especially with the turret focusing on Ziv instead. So he was just free to go ham on them.
That flash, that sentence from Green Tea again, just catching Honey Rain out and killing the ADC immediately.
Yeah, quite arguably the best Thresh in Taipei.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite Threshes. When I was learning the champion, I specifically looked for his streams.
Yep.
And we get to see the slow-mo replay, and starts out this game getting chunked. Green Tea flash, death sentence, lands on Honey Rain, pops the box.
Thread the needle.
Exactly. The fish still doesn't hit anything, though.
Sadly.
Yeah, Equalizer, pretty useful, got a lot of burn damage on. Another death sentence lands on Rom. Kennen comes in for the 3-man stun, forces Ziv to use his Zanya. Green Tea is out of the fight, and still has lots of damage to do, though. And Lee Mid gets taken out by the Fizz W passive. Westdoor cleans up another kill here on Jace, and we're going back to live. So, overall, AHQ takes, I believe, 2 turrets in that skirmish. Albus finds Hanji here in the middle of the river. Stalking Blade Smite goes down. Hanji's in a really difficult position. Albus lands actually auto-attacks the Baron. I think he was trying to go for a train your Baron kill right there.
Yeah, which would have been a good idea, because he knew that he was pretty much dead, so any damage he can put on the enemy was going to be a little better than nothing at all.
Extra style points.
Of course.
Yeah. And we see HQ going for a 5-man mid push right here. Just no point.
Why not?
Exactly.
Really nothing stopping them. There's no turret there to stop it anymore. Hanshao does avoid the chunk of waters though, so at least he gets safe away.
Missed quite a lot of hooks this game. Quite a lot of fishes this game.
Yeah. There was also a hook miss on a Thresh Melon, but that really doesn't matter when the inhibitor is so low.
We see a flash initiation here, lands one of the Jace's shock blasts, but the Thresh Lantern manages to keep everyone safe and sound, and I think AHQ is just gonna back off and try to do this again now they got the mid inhibitor down.
Yep. They're definitely grinding out the win. It's 32 minutes in, and it's a 20-5 kill lead. So AHQ's it's sitting pretty. They just need to find a way to close this out.
Albus, again, styling a little bit. He's a bit low. Is this even safe? Well, he has the rest of his team with him, and actually coming in from the back. That's an interesting angle. Equalizer traps 3 people. Hanji is dead for sure. Hanshao, can he escape from this? He still has his Zanya, still has his ult, manages to eat away, but no! Westdoor comes in and actually gets obliterated by the Arcane Barrage. Albus still comes in. Honey Rain able to E over the wall and deal a lot of damage to Corki. Takes him away. Green team misses his play. Alba's still chasing Braum here. Randuin goes down but doesn't manage to slow Braum. Overall, a 2 for 2, and I'd say Machi Crew really caught a breather right there.
Oh yeah, they really needed that break. Taking down Westor especially was really important. It's his first death of the game, and first death for AN as well actually. So at least they managed to end the killing spree and put some gold back onto their side.
Yeah, that's a 1k gold lead just from those 2 kills right there. But HQ is still gonna take the 4th dragon.
Oh yeah, 4th dragon I believe is the minion damage.
Yeah, the minion and monster damage, which changed in patch 4.21. Shock Blast comes in, actually manages to steal dragon. But Albus manages to get away, so that would be the first dragon for Machi Crew, and the HQ dragon count still stays at 3 here. A bit of breather here as both teams just try to deal with their own minion waves, and trolling Ziv here. Nope, Ziv actually manages to go away before the Brambleback lands his auto attack.
And that turns out to be the 2nd dragon for Machi Crew, which is actually a bit of a disappointment, as the 2nd dragon buff is extra damage to turrets and buildings like the inhibitor, and they actually can't get close to any of the enemy turrets.
Speaking of turrets, I just noticed Machi Crew doesn't have any.
Yeah. They have 0. They've been completely shut out this game in terms of map control. And unfortunately, the 2nd dragon comes a little late for them.
Just as we talk about turrets, Machi Crew...
That's the minions taking it. That's a minion. That doesn't count.
Come on, man. A turret's a turret. You still get that global gold.
Yeah, but still a bit of a waste of a dragon, given that it doesn't affect your minions, only your champions. So...
Yeah.
It was a nice deal. It was a nice deal, but it doesn't unlike taking the other dragons, it doesn't actually put HQ behind. It doesn't give them any of the advantages that they're looking for. They would have loved having.
I think HQ is coming in again for another engage, but Crew manages to get away from the acceleration gate, and they're just gonna go back. HQ actually missed a spot in the river. I don't know if they realize this or not, but they're still gonna start Baron anyway.
Yeah. They're confident they can take it. I don't blame them for thinking so.
Green stones again with a flash hook flay on Lee Mid. Lee Mid is going to be out of this fight before he even knows it. Hanshao goes into the back line, but he doesn't have enough damage to pick up any kills. Honeyrain goes down to the Flame Spitter, and that's a near clear ace for AHQ. Only Hanji left, and I guess this is the end of the game.
I was only going to assume so. That was a clean 4-0 with HQ not all in trouble. With only Hanji to defend the base, he's not going to be able to do much. Lee Sin's at this point, you can say that Lee Sin's falling off. He might do some damage, but he blows up really easily compared to his counterparts.
Yeah, we see Ann here showing him no respect, going for that KDA, but Hanji does want to deny himself, flashes away, throws in the Sonic Wave, and actually laughs at the game. So still in good spirits for Machi Crew.
Indeed. HQ's not looking too impressed. Shrug. That was expected.
How would you say Machi Crew could improve their game?
I would reconsider the picks and bans. This is twice that they've run into problems off of the lanes and off of how they were going to implement their strategies.
Yeah.
With a siege comp like this, with a poke comp that wants to hill down towers as fast as possible, I don't actually understand why Hanji's playing what looks like a pretty passive early game. This is twice he's been on Lee Sin. This is twice that he's not actually had any early successes trying to get a gank and a push.
Yeah.
That's extremely deadly when you're playing a blue Ez and a Jace like that, as they're not going to be all that useful in fights.
Exactly.
As a Jace comp is, in particular, are basically a player versus environment composition where you want to be knocking down turrets within the first few minutes. Like, if I were them, I would have tried, for example, for a... well, with Canada as a resourceless champion, he actually has a really decent laning phase against in a 2v1 situation. So what they probably should have done was put 2 men top and go for a 3 or 4 man early push through the top lane and to rotate that down to the other turrets as well.
So you're suggesting that Machi Crew actually try to do a lane swap?
Yeah, Laser swap to knock down the map objectives as fast as possible, because they're not going to win the mid game fights without the early gold lead.
So don't play a deny top lane and